Dear learners, today we will discuss about the problems of unemployment, poverty and inequality. When we talk about these problems, unemployment, poverty and inequality, these are the major hurdles or obstacles in the development of our economy or in the road of economic development of the country. So today you will learn about the meaning, types and important measures of unemployment. Then we will talk about the causes of unemployment. After that, we will be talking about the poverty and the problem of inequality in the income distribution for our country. The population of any country consists of two components. The first one being the labor force and second one being the non-labor force. Now, the important thing is what is the difference between labor force and non-labor force in an economy. Labor force means all persons who are working as well as those who are not working but are seeking or available for work at the current wage rate of the economy. That means whosoever is engaged in the economic activity or those people, those who want to get engaged in the economic activity will be the part of the labor force. Now, what do we mean by that? This means a person who is working or has employment as well as those who are willing to work or those who are seeking employment will be the part of the labor force. Labor force consists of both employed people as well as unemployed people, those who are willing for the employment. Non-labor force. The component of population which is not a part of the labor force is known as the non-labor force of the economy. That means these are the people, those who are not seeking employment or those who are not employed. So, non-labor force includes all those who are not working and are neither seeking nor available for the work in an economy. Unemployment. It can be defined as a state of worklessness for a person who is fit and willing to work at the current wage rate. That means a person who is willing to work but is not able to get the job. In that case, he will be known as the unemployed person. It is a condition of involuntary and not voluntary idleness. That means if I on my own choice is not willing to work, I am voluntarily idle or I am voluntarily unemployed. Let us start with the new topic, which is unemployment. It can be defined as a state of worklessness for a person who is fit and willing to work at the current wage rate. That means if a person is looking for a job, he is fit for the job, he is willing to work, but he is not able to get the employment in the economy. In that case, that person will be called the unemployed person. So, it is a condition of involuntarily and not voluntary idleness. That means if by my will I am not willing to work, I will not be the unemployed person because it is my wish not to work in the economic system of a particular country. An unemployed person is the one who is an active member of the labor force and is seeking work but is unable to find the same. If a person is from the non-labor force, that means if he is not willing to work, if he is not seeking the work and if he is not doing the work, he will not be the part of unemployment because that person by his wish is not doing any work. So, that person will not be included in the unemployed person in a particular economy. Voluntary unemployment. Voluntary unemployment is the case in which a person is out of the job on his own accord or choice, doesn't want to work in the current wage rate system or whatever rate is prevalent in the market, he is not willing to work. So, either he wants or he is looking for a higher wages or doesn't want to work. Let us explain it with the help of example. Person A is not willing to work in any of the employment opportunity which is available in the market because he may be having a good amount of money with himself. So he is not willing to work, so that person will not be the part of unemployed people, and that person will be called a voluntarily unemployed person. Similarly, if that person is expecting a higher wage for a particular work, and at a current wage rate which is prevailing in the market, he is not accepting that employment, again that will be the part of voluntary unemployed. Now the question is why? Why a person who is looking for a better wage rate will be a part of voluntary unemployed? Reason being, we have the forces of demand and supply of the workforce in the economy. For example, doing a particular job, if all the workforce is willing to work maybe at rupees 500 and that person is looking for a wage rate of 1000, when we have a large amount of people, those who are willing to work at 500, so the employer will hire those people with the same skill set. So the person who is looking for a higher wage rate will not get the job, and it will be in the category of voluntary unemployed. The another topic is involuntary unemployment, which is more relevant when we talk about the problem of unemployment. This is the situation when a person is separated from remunerative work and devoid of wages, although he is capable of earning his wages and is also anxious to earn them. That means a person is willing to work, he is having the skill set, he is having the knowledge, he is qualified enough to do the job, but is not able to get the job because of n number of reasons or because of so many reasons. In that case, that is actually the problem of unemployment. It is the involuntary idleness that constitutes unemployment. As I previously told you that if a person is willingly unemployed or if he is voluntarily unemployed, he doesn't want to work because of any reason. Maybe he is having good amount of money with himself to spend, that is the reason he is not willing to work, or maybe he is looking for a higher wages, but other people are willing to do the same job for the same wage, so he is unemployed. So that will not be the part of unemployment, but it is only the involuntary idleness or unemployment which is more crucial for an economy. And as an economist, as the government, we have to think about those who are involuntary unemployed, and we have to make the policies accordingly. Now the different types of involuntary unemployment. So now let us come to the involuntary unemployment, which is more crucial for an economy. These are the different types of involuntary unemployment. It may be categorized into cyclical unemployment, structural unemployment, seasonal unemployment, natural rate of unemployment, frictional unemployment, disguised unemployment, and underemployment. Now let us discuss these types of unemployment one by one, so that you have a better clarity about these different types of unemployment. The first one being the cyclical unemployment. Cyclical, which goes with the cycle. It is also known as demand deficient unemployment, which occurs when the economy is in need of low workforce. That means when there is an economic-wide decline in aggregate demand for goods and services, employment declines and unemployment corresponding increases. That means, in simple word, if you try to understand cyclical employment, it says when the economic activities are going down, there will be less demand for the goods and services, there will be less production for the goods and services. As a result, employment opportunities will come down, and that cyclical effect of the business cycle will be there on the unemployment, and this decrease is known as cyclical unemployment. It occurs during recession or depression. As I told you, when the economic activities are going down, when the production is going down, it is the example of recession. Or if it is for the longer period, it may be a part of depression, or it will be a depression. In that case, when the economic activities are going down, employment opportunities will also go down, and there will be unemployment in the economy, which is a major problem for an economy. So this form of unemployment is known as cyclical unemployment, since unemployment moves with the trade cycle. For instance, during the recent global slowdown in the late 2008 global crisis, many workers around the globe lost their job, and that unemployment is cyclical unemployment because it is going with the trade cycle of the business. The another form of unemployment is seasonal unemployment. This type of unemployment occurs in a particular time of the year or a particular season, and thus is known as seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment is the most common in industries like agriculture industry, tourism, hotel industry, catering industry. These are the some examples where we have seen the seasonal unemployment. Let us take tourism for example. In most of the winters, maybe on the hilly areas, the tourists are visiting less in number and employment opportunity will be less in those hilly areas. Whereas in seasons, in the summers, more people are visiting the hilly areas and more employment opportunities are there in that particular season. So, as per the season also, there may be unemployment. Similarly, in agriculture, in some seasons, there is no agriculture activity or less agriculture activity. So, there will be less employment opportunities available and people will be unemployed maybe for a particular season, maybe a month or a week or maybe a quarter of the year. The another type of unemployment is structural unemployment. Because of the structural changes in the economy or structural changes in the industry, if a person is unemployed, we will call it structural unemployment. This arises when the qualification of a person is not sufficient to meet his job responsibilities. That means, if a person is not having the skill set required to do a particular job or to complete a particular job, in that case, he will be structurally unemployed. It arises due to long-term change in the pattern of demand that changes the basic structure of the economy. Now, what do we mean by that? This means the person is not able to learn new technologies used in the new expanding economic sector. That means they are not having the skill set required which is required in the industry to complete a particular job, and they thus may be rendered permanently unemployed. Now, to understand this, let us take one example. When computers were introduced, many workers were dislodged because of a mismatch between the existing skills of the workers and the requirement of the job. Reason being, when the computers were introduced, new skill set is required. Those people are required, those who can operate the computers. And if in your organization you are not able to learn the new skills, in that case you will be unemployed or you will be out of the employment. Although jobs were available at that time, there was a demand for a new kind of skill and qualification, that was the ability to work on the computers. So, persons with old skills did not get employment in the changed economic regime and remained unemployed when these computers were introduced in our country for most of the organizations. The another type of unemployment is frictional unemployment. Now, what do we mean by that? Frictional unemployment occurs when a person is out of one job and is searching for another for different reasons. That means a person is unemployed maybe for a month, maybe for a day, maybe for a week, or maybe for 2-3 months because of any reason, and those reasons may be that he may be looking for a better job. So, if a person is looking for a better job, maybe he is unemployed for a week or maybe a month. So, that will be the part of frictional unemployment. The another reasons may be that he has been fired from the current job. In that case, maybe he will remain unemployed maybe for a month, 2 months, or maybe 6 months because he is looking for a new job. Again, that will again be a part of the frictional unemployment. The another reason may be that he has voluntarily quit a current job, maybe because of pressure from the job or maybe for some other reason, maybe for the family commitments. In that case, the duration in which he is unemployed or he is not on any current employment, he will be the part of the frictional unemployment. It generally requires some time before a person can get the next job in all the three situations. So, during this time, he is frictionally unemployed. Now, let us discuss a new topic, which is natural rate of unemployment. That what is the normal rate or natural rate of unemployment in a particular economy. The sum total of frictional and structural unemployment is the natural rate of unemployment. That means the first part being the frictional unemployment, when you are looking for a new job, maybe because of any reason, or you are not having the skill set which is required in the industry. If you are unemployed, both the combination or both the people, those who are unemployed because of these reasons, will be the natural rate of unemployment, will count in the natural rate of unemployment, whereas the previous two, which is the cyclical unemployment or maybe the seasonal unemployment, these are not normal, these are only because of the business cycle or maybe because of some reason. So, will not be included in the natural rate of unemployment. The another type of unemployment is disguised unemployment. The unemployment which is not visible is said to be disguised unemployment. It is the unemployment which occurs when a person does not contribute anything to the output even when visibly working in the organization or that particular setup. This happens amongst family labor, especially in agriculture sector, who are engaged on land but are not contributing to the given level of output. That means their marginal productivity is zero. So, you might have seen that different laborers are engaging their family members in the production activity of some farm activities, but in reality those people, those who are engaged from the family, they are not contributing much in the additional production or they are not contributing much in the level of output. So, though as we are seeing them that they are working in the organization or at that farm setup, but actually they are not contributing to the productivity or they are not increasing the production. So, those people will be the part of disguised unemployment. The another type of unemployment is underemployment. When a person is engaged in the economic activity, but that fail to provide him fully in accordance to his qualification and efforts. Thus, in that situation, a person who is employed but not in the desired capacity, whether in terms of compensation, hours or level of skill and experience, that employment will be called the underemployment, though he is employed but not up to his full capacity. Now, let us understand how we measure unemployment in an economy. Unemployment rate is the percent of labor force that is without work in an economy. That means unemployed workers divided by total labor force into 100, whatever figure you will get, that will be the unemployment rate in an economy. If 10 people out of 100 are not getting the jobs, that means 10% people are unemployed in the economy. Measurement of unemployment is a difficult task in a country like India. Most comprehensive and reliable data on unemployment are compiled by the National Sample Survey Organization, and based on the different reference period, NSSO provides 4 different measures of unemployment in our country, which are usual, principal, status unemployment, usual, principal and subsidiary status unemployment, current weekly status unemployment and current daily status unemployment. Coming to the first part, which is UPS or usual principal status unemployment. So, what they do in UPS is they identify the principal activity of the worker and the subsidiary activity of the worker. For example, a person who is willing to work in a pharmaceutical company may be a principal activity of that person. Subsidiary activity may be those activities in which if he is not getting the job in the principal activity, he will be the part of some other organization. Maybe he will work with some accounting firm. So, in this usual principal status unemployment, the number of people, those who are unemployed in their principal activity, will be counted and the resultant figure will be the usual principal status unemployment in that particular time. Another is usual principal subsidiary status. So in this, in addition to principal activity, those who are not getting the job even in subsidiary status or subsidiary activities, they are also counted and the figure of unemployment is generated. The third one being currently weekly status. So when they are conducting, NSSO is conducting the survey, in that particular week, if a person is not getting a job for a day or for some time, that person will be counted for the unemployed person. And last one being current daily status unemployment. If a person is not getting a job for a day or maybe some hours for a day, it will be counted in current daily status unemployment. So dear learners, today we have learned about the unemployment and what are the different ways by which we measure unemployment. Thank you so much.
हिंदुस्तान के हर कोने में नौजवानों के पास प्रतिभा है, उन्हें अवसर चाहिए।
NIOS देता रहा है युवाओं को अवसर आगे बढ़ने का। NIOS से पढ़ने वाले इन युवाओं ने किया है संस्थान को गौरवान्वित। दिव्यांगों ने बन के दिखाया है सबल और आत्मनिर्भर। NIOS के साथ आप भी जुड़िए NIOS के संग।
पच्चीस साल का लंबा सफर और लाखों लोगों के चेहरों पर खिलती मुस्कान, गर्व और गरिमा से जीने की प्रेरणा देती मुस्कान, आत्मसम्मान और विश्वास से पैदा हुई मुस्कान। इन खिलते चेहरों पर ये मुस्कान आई है शिक्षा के जरिए। ये मुस्कान आई है नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग यानी NIOS के जरिए। नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग या राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान, इस संस्थान का एक बड़ा उद्देश्य है आम आदमियों के जीवन को बेहतर बनाना। ऐसे लोग जिनके लिए शिक्षा एक दूर का सपना है या वे बच्चे जो परिवार की रोजी रोटी कमाने के लिए बीच में ही स्कूल छोड़ने पर मजबूर हो जाते हैं। NIOS ऐसे बच्चों और बड़ों को दोबारा शिक्षा से जुड़ने का मौका मुहैया कराता है ताकि वे एक बेहतर जीवन जी सकें। 1989 में स्थापना के बाद NIOS ने देश के लाखों बच्चों और वयस्कों को बेहतर शिक्षा से जोड़ा है। इनमें हर उम्र, हर पृष्ठभूमि, हर जाति, हर मजहब और हर क्षेत्र के लड़के लड़कियां, महिलाएं और पुरुष शामिल हैं। बढ़ई से लेकर पायलट, डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, बेकर और दर्जी तक NIOS कोशिश कर रहा है सबको शिक्षित और सशक्त बनाने की, चाहे वो असम के दूर दराज इलाके में रहने वाला हो या फिर मुंबई जैसे महानगर का। NIOS ने अपनी मौजूदगी हर जगह दर्ज कराई है। NIOS ने शिक्षा की परंपरागत सोच को ही बदल दिया है। वो पढ़िए जो हम पढ़ाते हैं की जगह NIOS की नई सोच है, हम वो पढ़ाते हैं जो आप पढ़ना चाहते हैं। इस नई सोच ने लोगों को आगे बढ़ने और NIOS के साथ जुड़ने के लिए प्रोत्साहित किया है। शिक्षा उपलब्ध कराने के मामले में NIOS किसी सीमा को नहीं मानता, उम्र की सीमा को भी नहीं। चंडीगढ़ के गणेश के लिए भी NIOS एक वरदान साबित हुआ। NIOS शारीरिक रूप से अक्षम बच्चों को भी बेहतर शिक्षा मुहैया कराने के लिए पूरी तरह प्रतिबद्ध है। ऐसे बच्चों के लिए शिक्षा न केवल रोजगार के द्वार खोलती है, बल्कि उन्हें आत्मविश्वास और गर्व के साथ जीना भी सिखाती है। NIOS खेल के इन सितारों को उनकी सुविधा और समय के अनुसार बेहतर शिक्षा उपलब्ध कराता है। मेरी कॉम, सोमदेव देववर्मन, देविका रेबेका पल्लिकल, अरमान इब्राहिम, प्रद्युमन प्रकाश और अमय जोत सिंह NIOS सीमा पर खड़े उन प्रहरियों को भी शिक्षा से लाभान्वित करता है जो देश की सुरक्षा के लिए अपनी जान की बाजी लगाने से भी नहीं चूकते। सच तो ये है कि NIOS की पहुंच हर ओर रहती है, चाहे वो दूर दराज के आदिवासी हो या जेल की कोठरी में बंद कैदी या फिर ग्रामीण और शहरी क्षेत्रों के गरीब निवासी। देश में कहीं भी कोई भी व्यक्ति, स्त्री, पुरुष, लड़का, लड़की, अमीर, गरीब शिक्षा से वंचित न रहे। राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान का यही मिशन है।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान पूरे देश में शिक्षा के साथ साथ कौशल विकास के क्षेत्र में बहुत सारे कोर्सेज दे रहा है। लगभग 100 से ज़्यादा कोर्सेज हैं। हम दूर दराज के गांव में अपने संस्थान बनाते हैं और वहाँ के बच्चों को, वहाँ के बच्चियों को, वहाँ के वयस्कों को हुनर के क्षेत्र में शिक्षा पहुँचाते हैं। आपको जानकर खुशी होगी कि अब हम आर्ट, साइंस, कॉमर्स जिन क्षेत्रों में 12वीं का सर्टिफिकेट दिया जाता रहा है, अब हम हुनर के क्षेत्र में, वोकेशनल एरिया में भी 10वीं और 12वीं का सर्टिफिकेशन करेंगे। तो वो बच्चे जो कृषि से जुड़े हुए हैं, कारपेंट्री से जुड़े हुए हैं या दूसरे क्षेत्रों से जुड़े हुए हैं, वो अपने ही क्षेत्र में काम करेंगे, सीखेंगे, हुनर पैदा करेंगे अपने में और सर्टिफाइड भी होंगे कि वो सर्टिफाइड कृषक हैं, खेतिहर हैं। तो आज तक जो हमारे देश में ये सोच रही है कि आप 12वीं पास तभी कहे जाएंगे जब भूगोल, अर्थशास्त्र, भौतिकी ये पढ़ेंगे, अब ये समय बदल गया है। ITI में जितने बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, लगभग 18 लाख बच्चे हर साल दाखिला लेते हैं। अब हम उनको सर्टिफिकेशन करेंगे।
NIOS अपने छात्रों को माध्यमिक स्तर पर 26 और उच्च माध्यमिक स्तर पर 19 विषयों का विकल्प देता है। पढ़ाई किस माध्यम से करनी है, इसमें भी आपको लचीलापन मिलेगा। माध्यमिक स्तर पर ही 7 भाषाओं के अलग अलग माध्यमों का विकल्प मौजूद है। शैक्षणिक कार्यक्रमों के अलावा 86 वोकेशनल शिक्षा कार्यक्रम भी उपलब्ध हैं, जो छात्रों को कामकाजी दुनिया के लिए तैयार करते हैं। वोकेशनल प्रशिक्षण को अधिक सुदृढ़ बनाने के लिए NIOS ने ITDC, सिस्को, इंडियन मेडिकल एसोसिएशन जैसे कई सरकारी और गैर सरकारी संस्थानों के साथ भागीदारी स्थापित की है। आज लाखों छात्रों के लिए अपनी पसंद का स्कूल है राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालयी शिक्षा संस्थान यानी नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग। NIOS ने एक लंबा सफर तय किया है, लेकिन मंजिल अभी दूर है। निरंतर विकास और नवीनीकरण के लिए NIOS सदैव प्रतिबद्ध है। शिक्षा का उद्देश्य महज रोजगार जुटाना ही नहीं है, बल्कि स्वयं को सशक्त बनाना भी है। NIOS लाखों छात्रों के लिए यही आत्मसम्मान दिलाने में जुटा है। लाखों लोगों के लिए एक आशा और उम्मीद है। नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ ओपन स्कूलिंग। शिक्षा सबके लिए, कहीं भी, कभी भी।
हिंदुस्तान के हर कोने में नौजवानों के पास प्रतिभा है, उन्हें अवसर चाहिए।
NIOS देता रहा है युवाओं को अवसर आगे बढ़ने का। NIOS से पढ़ने वाले इन युवाओं ने किया है संस्थान को गौरवान्वित। दिव्यांगों ने बन के दिखाया है सबल और आत्मनिर्भर। NIOS के साथ आप भी जुड़िए NIOS के संग।